Hi creators, welcome to our channel. My name is Nicole,
And I'm Dave.
and here we're gonna talk about everything spirituality and astrology.
2022 has been a very challenging year for a lot of people, but we're going to get into this later on. That this is really just planting the seed for something new that's going to blossom, and 2023 will give us hints of what that's going to look like.
Absolutely. And also I called you guys creators because we're living in age of Aquarius, and this is about the co-creating, coexisting sign, which is very different than previous sign, which was like age of Pisces. And each cycle, each great year goes like 160 years, pretty long period, right? So we are now in age of Aquarius, and everything, every little other planet, they are making cycles and they're like tapping into a little activation. And next year for the little bit 3 month, the planet, the slowest moving planet, Pluto, is going into Aquarius to giving us a hint what it feels like living in an age of Aquarius finally.
Of course, because wherever Pluto goes, it completely transforms it. It's like completely gutting out your house and renovating it into something brand new. And that's the effect that Pluto will have on the collective energy of this world.
And actually, in financial astrology, and if you're looking for money, you have to follow Pluto. It's because of Pluto completely upgrade everything in the sign. So let's talk about what Pluto did in sign of Aries for 20 years. It was first railroad was planned in USA, and that brought so much money and abundance people in that industry. And when Pluto actually moved into Taurus, Taurus is about the sign of the money, wealth. So it brought a lot of people rich, and also that time people uses so much resources, and child labor also was an issue during that time. And when Pluto went to sign up Gemini, and it invents radio, and first press machine to the newspaper happened, and it makes people communicate even better. And also when Pluto went to sign of Cancer, Cancer is about the our home and property and farming and feeding and food a little bit related. So Pluto was developing in that area for 20 years, and then Pluto moved to sign of Leo, and Leo is about the pride and king, and we usually talk about lion is the king of the jungle, right? So it brought too much kings in the world, so that every country went into the war to fight over their, like, I guess, pride. So it was during the war period. And then when Pluto went to Virgo, and Virgo is one of the sign want to control everything. It's about everything in the like a right planning. So during this time, first birth control pill was invented, and also first TV dinner, or first produced food like frozen food or controlled food was like invented as well. And when Pluto went to Libra, and that was the time the wedding industry was a boom in the world. And when Pluto went to Scorpio, it was about the sex industry. During this time, condom industry made so much money, and Pluto went to Sagittarius. And during that time, entire world was open to bring some visitors. And during that time, do you remember the TripAdvisor and all the travel agency was like everywhere? And I remember people was traveling a lot.
Yeah, and during that time, the internet became mainstream, so it allowed the global trade to, I guess, to happen on a worldwide scale. And a lot of like e-commerce companies started popping up. So we have this influx of tourism and travel, but also the international trade.
And then Pluto finished the travel and moved to Capricorn since 2008, and we are like really at the end of the cycle. And Capricorn is about kind of like successful CEO archetype. So a lot of corporation or big names or government, they made so much money. I remember since 2008, like Starbucks or Apple Store, they were like literally dominating all the industry where they're in. And now, because of Pluto is finishing its cycle in Capricorn, so they really hit that like a peak growth period, and now they're like kind of slowing down. So I see a lot of corporation, they're like letting go of their physical location. And when Pluto move into sign of Aquarius, and Pluto will just focusing on developing Aquarius theme, no more of the Capricornian structure.
Yeah, not until another 250 years, because that's how long Pluto takes to do an entire cycle around the zodiac. So it's like whatever was built will kind of maintain, but that huge growth and transformation, that won't happen for another until Pluto comes back around to that sign again. So when Pluto goes into Aquarius, then we're going to start to see a lot of artificial intelligence be, I guess, applied now to those corporations that made all that money and all that transformation. So they're going to start to integrate this new energy. So we got AI, we got technology, we got there's cryptocurrency, but it's evolving, right? So you got to give it 20 years to really evolve. So we just got to look at the technology behind it. So how is the blockchain technology going to be implemented? One of the things that I can see already before even Pluto ingresses into Aquarius is that the middleman is being cut out, and that's being replaced by technology. So you can start to see how AI is going to now play a role, right? So like in, for example, like self-driving cars, that's all going to be managed by this 5G, 6G, 7G technology that's going to continuously evolve over the next 20 years. And that's just one of the many, many transformations that is going to impact the entire world. But what I do see as a common denominator is that the middleman in every single industry is going to be somewhat replaced by artificial intelligence or even just technology, and just making things more streamlined and more convenient.
First of all, we have to know about what is Aquarius, right? So like Dave just talked about a lot of things, but like let's talk about what is Aquarius.
Yeah.
Like in order to understand what's changing, what's coming. So first of all, Aquarius is air sign. It's very intellectual sign.
And a lot of people think it's a water sign, right? Because aqua, right?
Because of the name. Yeah. And when you actually see the picture of the Aquarius sign, is the man just literally pouring water out of the water jar, but actually the water is not the water we think, it's actually information. So living in an age of Aquarius means we are living in information age. So that is actually right, because like if we want to find that information, everything is available internet, we can find it easier than before. Especially like I really do believe that the energy shifted since 2012, and more information is pouring out, and also it changed the university structure, how we educate ourselves, and all the like money and values and all the like secrets are revealing, and this is kind of part of the Aquarius energy as well.
Exactly, because going back to the archetype of the water bearer, the man with the jug pouring out all the information. So previously in the Piscean age, all of the information contained in the water was held secret. So it wasn't available to the masses. But now all of that information is being completely poured out to everyone in the world, the collective energy. So that means we're becoming smarter because we're knowing, right? Because so the mantra for Aquarius is I
I know.
know.
And like one of story I really like about the Aquarius is during the Piscean age, so the two fishes, which is the symbol for the Pisces, was collecting water, which is information. They were collecting into the jar for the 2160 years so that they contained, and then the Aquarius man just comes and just flipped out like a water jar, right? So
Yeah.
that's why Aquarius has a little bit of a rebellious side because it's like a little bit mean to think about it. So you see that like a little information jar, and then you know that the previous sign was collecting that carefully, and then you just like literally like pour that into the everyone.
Exactly. And all that information was only available to the select few,
Exactly.
right?
So like for example, during the age of Pisces, and the secret in the like a religious practice wasn't available for many people. Like you have to be deeply involved with, or your family have to be in the like a deep high length group, otherwise like many people don't know the like a truth or like secret. But now because of the rebellious side of the Aquarius want to share with everyone, and it's available. And that's why age of Aquarius, people who will carry this energy in our like a near future generation, or people already has this energy, don't really care about what other people think or what other people made a structure, because our parent generation, they really follow the structure, right? So especially people who born in Pluto in Libra, right? So they're more like following
The balance,
yeah, balance and
harmony,
harmony,
relationships.
because of Libra
Yeah.
is about the also air sign. However, it's about the seeking the balance, and they usually like give their self to make a balance into the society. So they're more going into the path that you go to school, graduate, go to university, you get a job, and you work for the like X amount of years to get the retired money and things like that. But age of Aquarius, people are not doing that anymore. Why do I do that? Because I know, because we mentioned the mantra for Aquarius is I know. I know all the secret. I know how you keep the corporation moving. I know how you running this business behind me. Why would I do that? I'm gonna do what I want to do. So this is the general theme of the Aquarius.
Yeah. And the thing with Aquarius is that whenever a planet, especially the Pluto, goes into a sign and stays there for like 20 years, we always have to balance out that energy with the sign that is opposite of that sign. So for example, the opposite of Aquarius is Leo. So we somehow still have to integrate the Leo energy into the Aquarius age. Why? Because the zodiac or astrology or even this 3D experience that we have, the human experience, it's all about balance. And we have the two polarities, and somehow we have to use both of those polarities and integrate them to create a harmonious center. So when people say you got to find your center, you got to be balanced, take the middle path. This is what it's talking about. It's you take the Aquarius energy, you take the Leo energy, and you somehow mash it together, and you bring harmony. And even within each of the signs, there's also a polarity. So we have a positive
Leo side.
positive Leo and a negative Leo. We have a positive Aquarius and negative Aquarius. So now we have, the two polarities to work with within the sign. And then how do they all work together with the opposite sign, right? So you can see that there's going to be a mishmash of so many different energies moving forward.
And also previous cycle when Pluto was in Leo, it creates a war, right? So because of the negative side about the Leo is too much pride, it's too much king's energy. I'm the best, I'm gonna rule you, I'm the only one, right? So that's why a lot of leaders, they were like fighting into the like a battle, which creates a lot of death and sadness into the humanity, right? So in the other side, which is Aquarius, the negative side about the Aquarius is you can be very cold.
Yeah, and detached, because
Mm-hmm.
Aquarius is an air sign. It tends to operate more from the brain, the
Mm-hmm.
conscious brain, and Leo operates from the heart. So, there's the balance would be, how do you balance the heart and the brain together
Mm-hmm.
to create balance and coherence, right?
Like absolutely. And also Aquarius like everything convenient. So that's why when we talk about Aquarius, we have to talk about cryptocurrency because of everything encoded into the blockchain, and everything will be available to viewers to view, like whoever you are, wherever you are, right? So it sounds very fair. It fits into Aquarius theme and it's very convenient. However, if you put everything into like convenient, like computer system or AI, then like as a human, like we have to redefine ourselves, and like as a humanity, like are we part of AI or part of human, right? So that need to be kind of like a mix well together during this time.
Yeah, and remember that interesting diagram that you showed me last time, where when you start integrating AI into the hierarchy system,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a lot of humans that are going to be above AI, but even more being below AI, right? So, how do we then integrate again this whole new ecosystem of AI into our, I guess, power structure,
Mm-hmm.
and how do we balance that out, right?
Yeah, because as you mentioned, that we have to make the perfect balance using heart, like heart ruled like a sign of Leo, and the brain is Aquarius. So we have to make heart-brain connection. And Dr. Joe Dispenza is like actually openly talk about this topic. If you know him, if you read his book, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I highly recommend you about it.
Yeah, supernatural. Yeah.
Exactly. And this is like what we need to actually really integrate that living in this new age. Because again, like if we put everything into AI, and one point the AI overpower our humanity, so there will be like a top of the like operator who can like override the AI, and the AI will be like higher length, and then the people who doesn't know anything will just be there, and then there will be the like a bottom of the pyramid chart, which we don't want that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, like everything goes back to balance. So if you
Mm-hmm.
look at a lot of the movies that are out there, like that are very futuristic, you can definitely see the theme of AI,
Mm-hmm.
um, and how humanity integrates with technology. And yeah, it can get very, very dark, but a lot of times these movies don't talk about the positive side of it, right? So, and I think because they just want to create the suspense and the drama, and it is a movie after all, right? But when,
However, nothing just made out of
yeah,
like nowhere,
so the
right?
possibility is there,
Mm-hmm.
but what we want to discuss is like when we talk about also Aquarius, the archetype, it's not just technology, but it's also community. It's also transparency, and again, transparency. The opposite of that is kind of like voyeurism, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
you notice that, it's like there's like security cameras everywhere, right? So that's part of this Aquarius
Mm-hmm.
archetype.
Because of Aquarius want to know everything. I
Mm-hmm.
know, right? So
Yeah.
like I want to know everything. So the Siberian camera is actually fit into Aquarius because of like the cameras are catching every little detail in every moment.
But even in your home too, right? So
Exactly.
like having a smart home and having smart appliances where you can monitor
Mm-hmm.
your home while you're traveling, while you're away from home, while you're at work. And yes, it's good that if something does happen, you can always monitor it, you can always have it recorded, and you have the evidence. But on the negative side is that having too much technology at home
Mm-hmm.
can really disrupt your sleep. It can disrupt your energy field, um,
Exactly.
and so you'd have to just balance that energy out by going more into nature, and doing grounding, and things that really keep us healthy as human beings.
And also when Pluto go into age sign of Aquarius, it will develop in that area. So I'm kind of concerning that we're gonna see the like like the microchip plant into our like a body or like even brain. I remember like recently Elon Musk, he announced that the chip into the monkey's brain, and people were mad about it, so that he's saying that like I'm gonna do that to my brain, so like how about it, right? So I think that kind of concept will be more common because again Aquarius like convenient, and Aquarius is about technology, and Aquarius want to know everything. Aquarius wanna exceed the human potential, right? However, we have to keep remind ourselves what is the back end of the Aquarius, which is the Leo, right?
Yeah.
So Leo is all about the humanness, the heart. So we really have to integrate that, and we also have to really educate people and our young children to understand this concept, because it is actually upsetting me that kids don't really know about like our biological like body, that how precious our like human being, like just life is, and they because of they just like think, oh cool, Elon Musk is doing, he's gonna implant chip into his brain, so I'm gonna do it, like things like that, like people don't really understand, and they just gonna like do it because of the convenience, because it's technology, because it makes things a little faster, things a little bit better. So that's why we really have to understand that like the axis.
Yeah, and another thing about Aquarius is that it's going to start to bring communities together because Aquarius is all about the hive mind. It's
And like-minded.
Yeah, like-minded, the hive mind, and it's about power in numbers. So Leo represents the individual self-expression, passion, and just really and pride and ego.
Like one king,
Yeah.
right?
But within the context of Aquarius, there is no ego and pride as an individual. It's you have to really let all of that go because it's not about self anymore, right? So it's about being selfless, and it's about being part of a community and participating in that hive mind, right? So if you look at LGBTQ, right? So that group, they're so powerful when they all come together, right? And if you look at like World Cup, for example, right? The energy is so powerful when everyone's cheering for the same team.
Exactly.
So this is the Aquarian energy, right? It's the power in numbers.
And also the Pluto will go into Aquarius for like a 3 month next year, and then we'll go back to Pluto, and then we'll clean up whatever it needs to clean up, and then completely go into Age of Age of Aquarius. I mean Aquarius 2025, I believe, right? So during that 3 month
2024, 2025,
Okay.
yeah, around there.
During this 3 month next year, I feel like some kind of digital ID and the implementation of the cryptocurrency, starting with the like government and bank, will happen, and it's not gonna be formed, but we're gonna just feel the Pluto in Aquarius just giving us a hint what's gonna happen. So I'm predicting that those kind of thing will happen as well. And because of Aquarius is about the like group, like-minded people, so I think new types of group will form, and new types of like maybe even country will form as well.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like power to the people, right? So when enough people come together and they're fighting for a similar cause, right? So it's like activism, right? It can really, really change the world. And so we could definitely see like there will be a lot of closed communities where they all have that hive mind, right? So whatever that value system is, they will all come together and they will all work in harmony. And obviously, there's going to be challenges along the way, but the theme is that really being part of a like-minded community is going to be so, I guess, powerful, right? Moving forward.
Exactly. And also, when planet ingresses a sign, especially 0 degree, that is the most potent energy spot because of that's the starting point, right? So Pluto will go into 0 degree, go back to 29 degree Capricorn. But here's the interesting part, because China's, like as a country, has a Aquarius ascendant. So their rising sign is, I think, 1 degree Aquarius. So it will change a lot of like kind of themes and how people living in China as well, because like when China changes, it impacts entire world, because I heard that 95% of pharmaceutical drugs, like starting from the, like Tylenol, like a little thing, like a painkiller, to rare disease, very special medications, are made in China. If something happened in China, they have to shut down. That it will really impact entire world in a like different ways, right? So it will also changes in that like country as well, and we already see many things happening in China. They're like protesting, which is really rare to have in China, because Chinese people, they don't really rebel against to government. However, Aquarius is very rebellious side. Pluto is going there to kind of activating new concept.
Exactly. And like if you look back at 2008 when Pluto ingressed into Capricorn, we had like a worldwide recession, right? So you had a lot of those big American banks like going bankrupt, right?
Yeah.
So usually it starts with a bang, and then so it's like the problem, right? And then we work on the solution collectively, and how to really then take the opportunities from those worldwide events and then make it stronger. So if we look at that 0 degree Aquarius next year, it'd be very interesting as to what will happen on the world stage.
And also, like next time, we want to talk about the positive side of Aquarius and the negative side of Aquarius as well. Because when you actually understand the both extreme, then the people talk about, Agenda 2030, whatever, dark forces, dark spirituality, whatever. It fits into the dark side of Aquarius. And if you are into like a positive spirituality, everything will be more open. People starting to using, natural technology. We're gonna communicate with the more like ETs or like high technology in a positive way. That's actually perfectly fit into positive side of the Aquarius as well. So again, so understanding where we are heading is based on the Aquarius.
Yes, and we're all here to evolve. We're all here to learn lessons, and the earth is a school. So if you look at all of the things that happen, yes, it may feel some events may feel detrimental at times, but we all get through it one way or another. And now is a time where we really have to come together as a community, as a race, right? As human beings, to really just help one another get through whatever difficulties that happen from now even until 2030.
And also moving forward, we're gonna talk about the series of the planet changing sign next year, because it's happening starting from 2023, which is really rare, because slow moving planets, they have all different orbit cycle, but they're changing like all together, not at the same time, but like slowly, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're gonna make a series about it. We're gonna talk about it, and one by one. And next time, let's talk about positive side of the Pluto and negative side of Pluto. I'm gonna end with this singing bowl bell. Until then, take care.
Bye.